Back in 2019, I drew this glowy demon girl, and now it's time to give her a fresh, improved look. Hey everyone, it's Marcia, or heymaryjean if you will. Redrawing old artwork is one of my absolute favorite things to do, and today we're giving this character a brand new twist. Being an artist can be tough, right? It's so easy to get caught up in comparing yourself to others. Trust me, I've been there. Scrolling through Instagram, wondering if I'll ever be that good. But you know what? Redrawing your old art is a great way to combat that feeling. It's like giving yourself a little pat on the back and saying, hey, look how far you've come. Every time I do this, I'm reminded that art is a journey and it's all about growth. Speaking of journeys, I actually do this every year with my Jinx drawing. Some of you might know I've got a bit of an obsession with Jinx since I used to play League of Legends. I did take a break from art for a couple of years, but don't worry, a brand new Jinx is planned for this November. But shh! Don't tell anyone, it's a little secret. But now, onto the real star of this video. This fierce lady right here. Some of you might remember her from my Draw This in Your Style challenge. Let me show you a few of my favorites from back then. When I'm redrawing my work, I don't just copy it. Where's the fun in that? I like to keep the essence of the original, but add something new and exciting. Starting out, I had no idea how I wanted to pose her. I went through a couple of sketches, trying to figure out what felt right. Eventually, I settled on a half-body pose. I just love how it lets me really play around with character design and outfits. And for some reason, a checkered denim skirt popped into my head and I thought, yes, that's it. You know what's funny? Even when I was sketching, I realized that my style has changed so much since 2019. Back then, I was all about those glowy effects and dark colors and overall a moody vibe. Now I'm still obsessed with glow, clearly, but I've learned to balance it out with more intricate details. It's like my art grew with me. I also never drew bodies back then, and lately that's mostly what I do. Let's talk about the new design choices I made this time around. You might have noticed that I got rid of the leaves from the original. I don't think they added anything to the character and were kinda out of place. Since I opted for a really dark background to really make her pop, I added some fun white glowing sparkles to really contrast that. Her outfit already has a lot going on, so I didn't want to overdo it. I wanted to bring a bit of punk edge to her look, but still keep that ethereal glowy vibe. I added a star belt and star earrings. When in doubt, stars will help you out. Her face in the original is a bit too pink for my liking, and I opted for a more yellow undertone this time, since I really like blue and yellow together. You might have noticed that I kept the color palette almost exclusively blue. Blue can be calming, mysterious, or even a little bit intimidating, depending on how you use it. For this character, I wanted the blue to really pop and give her this almost icy, untouchable aura. That's why I paired it with the white of her accessories. It makes a nice contrast. Plus, I just love how blue looks with the glowing elements. It makes everything feel like it's frozen. I used different shades of blue, so it wasn't too monochromatic. Now, not everything went smoothly. Redrawing this piece came with its own set of challenges. For one, I really struggled with getting the proportions just right. Since I've been experimenting more with full body poses, it's been a learning curve to make sure everything looks balanced. At first, I made her head a little too big, and since she has really poofy hair, it looked weird. I had to shrink it down a notch. Sometimes, when you're staring at your work for too long, you tend to stop seeing mistakes. Luckily, my bestie is always there to give me her honest opinion. When I first designed her in 2019, I was going through a phase where I was obsessed with creating characters that had a mix of darkness and beauty. I wanted her to be someone who looked delicate and ethereal, but has this fierce, almost rebellious spirit underneath. That's why she's got those sharp, demon-like features paired with soft, glowy aesthetics. If you scroll through my Instagram feed, you'll notice that it gets lighter and more colorful the more you go up. Art is a reflection of ourselves, so as my mind was leaving darkness behind, so did my work. What really warms my heart is how much you guys still love this character. Every time I post something about her, I get flooded with comments from people who remember her from way back then. It's like she's become this nostalgic icon for my art journey, and I love that. Seeing how she's evolved over time is like a snapshot of my growth as an artist, and it's so cool that you guys have been along for the ride. Something I've really embraced over the years is the importance of experimentation. When I first started out, I was so focused on getting everything right that I was afraid to try new things. But now, I've realized that some of my best work comes from just playing around and seeing how it goes. That's why you'll notice more variety in my recent art. I've learned that art is about taking risks and not being afraid to mess up. Because even if you do, you might just stumble upon something amazing. In the original, the hair was pretty straightforward. But for this redraw, I wanted to give her hair more life, so I added some extra waves and layers. I also experimented with a new shading technique to make it look like it's glowing from within. I spent a good chunk of time getting the light and shadows just right because I wanted the glow to feel more integrated, not just something slapped on top. So what do you think of her new look? Personally, I'm loving how she turned out. Redrawing old art is such a cool way to see how much you've grown as an artist. If you want to join in on the fun, I'm hosting another Draw This in Your Style challenge over on my Instagram. I'd love to see your take on this character. Who knows, maybe I'll feature you in my next video. If there's one thing I want to leave with you today, it's this. Don't be afraid to look back. I know it can be tempting to only look forward and chase the next big thing, but taking a moment to reflect on where you've been is just as important. Redraw that old piece of art, revisit that character you created years ago, and give them new life. It's a great way to see how far you've come and to remind yourself that every step of your journey has led to where you are now. If you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the fun. And to all my returning friends, thank you for sticking around. Let me know if you prefer the old or new look. And if you've got any questions, drop them down below. See you in the next video. Bye!